all seems so long ago.
Young and happy.
All right, how's everyone doing?
Down by the creek,
I initially wanted to make a video the same way I did that last one, the holiday roundup Valiant video.
Mr. Rigor 76.
That is a nice blue. But I really don't have my area set up to do that.
This isn't really my area.
Nothing is your area, Crilly. You do not have an area, unless it's a kind of a play area with sand castles and buckets and spades. Now do what you're told, right?
I'll show you. Whereas I'd want to have this area all cleared out and ready to display the books on. I spent the last week just kind of battling a cold or whatever it was. So I'm just going to shoot the video like this and we'll hope for the best. And I'll try to make some crazy screwball editing because apparently at this juncture in my life, that's how I get my kicks.
Well, I guess to me, it's a sex thing. The only way I can figure it. High velocity impact, twisted metal, busted glass, all four souls taken exactly at the same time. Trouble the way that diabolical degenerate can shoot his goo.
Some Valiant stuff, but it's all Valiant books I needed. So.
Mode. A requirement for something. Something required. Lack of means of subsistence, poverty, indigence, destruction. Mode.
I'm not just gonna parade them in front of you fine folks for jollies. It's just gonna be, hey, these are books I needed, the way we do it. So let's get it going. All right, so settled in. I don't even know if that little intro was practical or useful or will even make the final cut, but I put it in there because I do like making that style of video where the books are right front and center, but sometimes this is more convenient, and I also kind of like shooting them this way. It's the kind of classic YouTube comic book video formula. I think it still works. So let's kick it off. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for letting me sneak in some of my baseball cards. You know, I like to share those a little bit. Those are just 4 I wanted to get. And I'm loving these little stand-up plastics that Dustin Davis Comic Finds got me going on. They're cool. This first thing is a magazine I've been wanting for a while. And you got to be careful with magazines because you want to make sure that you're buying them from someone who understands collectors. A lot of times people will be selling magazines and they won't understand that us collectors are out of our minds. So, you know, you scout around, you find basically you want to find a magazine seller that is also a collector because they're equally crazy and they want to protect their magazines. So I found this guy. I was talking to him right before the new year, and we clicked and we spoke the same language, and I knew he was going to get this Comic Book Artists number 22 Gold Key special tribute, and this is a $6.95 cover price, and it's got a really nice Magnus robot fighter. Through this, it's really great. So I love some Magnus Robot Fighter. I have to admit that I don't know very much about the Gold Key. I've read some gold key reprints that Valiant put out. I'm definitely up for learning a lot more. And okay, so we're gonna kind of run through these Valiants just because you know, it's kind of an initiation for these Valiants to go in the collection. They sort of need to be seen. So let's just kind of rapid fire. This is Rye Companion #1. This actually came with the trade paperback when it was bagged. Mine, I initially bought it. It was already loose, so I never had this.
I gotta dismiss it now?
I need to beat shit bow.
Written by Mark Moretti and illustrated by Paul Gulacy. And inked by Randy Elliott. We have Bloodshot.
I'm gonna
41.
shoot you in the face.
Pretty cool. I'm happy to say, after these books I've shown you, that not only did I complete Bloodshot, but I complete Rye, so we don't have to talk about it anymore. But for this video, there's going to be some of that. In the foreground, I'm assuming that's Ninjak. Similar creative team. Mark Moretti writing, Sean Chen penciling, and Annabelle Rodriguez doing the inks. Perhaps the colors, and I'm going to go and say inks. It's Bloodshot 43. This one's kind of cool. Here is Showdown and Countdown. Sorry, the witty wordplay was lost on me. Showdown in Clown Town. Clown Town Part 1 of 2. For all you clown browns out there. And this is art by Bear, B-A-I-R. I guess it rhymes with hair, and Boz. I like this clown guy. I was flipping through this, and this guy's a major degen. So we'll see what he's all about. These are all totally out of order, so kind of, just because it's going to be so kind of mundane, at least I could randomize it a little bit, right? Here is Bloodshot 23, Blood and Fire. Oh, this is inked by my favorite guy who did the inks at Valiant, Tom Ryder, who inked over Bob Hall on Shadow Man. Here's a Bernard Chen cover, Bloodshot 39, inked by Giordano. Bloodshot 38. I bought a whole bunch of Bloodshots off someone, and they're right around the holidays. Bloodshot 33. But that's just something to kind of be aware of if you ever buy books from people that have like thrift stores, or like they're basically like dumpster diving to get stuff. Sometimes they'll have something, and believe me, you won't want it. I was like, man, can I put these in the freezer for a day? I don't want that stuff with the food. What can you do, man? Here's Birthquake, Bloodshot 32. The boy, Norman Brayfogle. God bless his eternal soul, Norman Brayfogle. Bloodshot 31. My Batman growing up was the Norman Brayfogle Batman. Before I really discovered like the animated series Batman, it was Brayfogle. And then I just became all about animated series. 94. I bought, here's issue 30. I like this one right here. This is a Jeff Johnson cover, issue 45. I know Johnson mostly from his work on Malibu's Ultraverse Solitaire. Jeff Johnson also drew a really cool Wonder Man for for Marvel in the early 90s. Here's Bloodshot getting naked, and Ninjak could not be more disturbed or betrayed or just recklessly angry. He's coming after him with a sword. Ninjak could not be more outraged.
Well, I don't know if sorry can make up for it. You've highly offended me.
That Bloodshot invited him over for the game and decided to come out completely nude. Completely pale and uninvited.
And him standing over you with his lead in his hand, wanting you to degrade yourself. God Almighty, can you imagine that, Father? Can you picture it there, Father? Oh, get a good mental picture. Can you see him there?
I'm going to see what that one's about. And I hope it's tastefully done. Issue 27. This is still Bernard Chen Bloodshot. If it's not Don Perlin Bloodshot, I really like some Bernard Chen. It's issue 26. Here's another Vaz cover. It's got my boy Geomancer. Bloodshot's just wailing away. He's got a sawed-off shotgun and a .45 pistol, and he's just unloading into this guy's groin area. It's just taking it. Shotgun and 45 rounds to the nads. I don't think that being snuck up on is going to really affect them too much. This is a cool kind of noirish cover. This is from when Mike Grell and Brett Anderson were doing Bloodshot. I like the hot colors in the background, cool colors in the midground. Nice little wire fence, wire gate, something like that. Something our grandparents would have on their front yard. Another Norman Brayfogle. Man, this guy could draw. I loved his stuff. His stuff on Prime for Ultraverse, fantastic. Ultraverse gets a bad rap, but when Norman Brayfogle was on it, it was good. And if it wasn't good, I just have bad taste in comics. I can live with that. I could totally be fine with that. Here's Bloodshot versus Rampage 35. So that's who that is. I thought it was kind of like Bizarro Bloodshot, but he's called Rampage. Okay. It's Bloodshot 44. This is illustrated again by Jeff Johnson, but on the interiors we have Anthony Castrillo.
Man, the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man, the backwards man.
Here's Rye 26. Rye, after issue 8, on issue 9, became Rye and the Future Force. And before there was even Rye, there was a flip book on the other side of Magnus Robot Fighter 5 through 9. This is some next generation Rye. Rye and the Future Force 22. I love what he's doing. is Rye 29, Killer with 1,000 Faces. They're all Asian faces, but there's huge differentials.
That's beautiful.
I like this one. The dog, one dog goes one way and the other dog goes the other way.
One is going east and the other one is going west. So what?
And this guy's saying, what do you want from me? Guy's got nice.
Rye can determine and distinguish, and that's part of his power. Here's Rye in the Future Force 14, and this is cool, man. This is just like this really great science fiction stuff I like. When Valiant's just going for it. Look at that's the cockpit of. Yeah, it's a cockpit. Unless they're in a building. But why would they have a control panel right by a window? It's a vehicle, and you just have this giant mechanical monstrosity. Double M. I tried to do a double M, an M&M, kind of a Stan Lee type thing, and I botched it. I like this guy. He's just in the cave. He's got his taser gun. He's got his cloak. He's got his apparatus on a stump, and he's just like, "What's up?" I mean, that's how this guy spends Super Bowl Sunday. Never mind. I mean, nice little plate of nachos on the side. Sean Chen drawing Rye and Exo Manowar. Wow. I hope that's not his O face. Just one's having the best time of his life, the other guy's having the worst time of his life, and it's all in the same quarters. That's Rye in the Future Force 15. Serial number contest, winning numbers posted inside. I remember that contest. It's kind of a lotto. Rye in the Future Force 18. That's what I love about Valiant. I love it, man. I love how as a grown-up I could track these down, and the little kid in me still sees them as these kind of unattainable things. And that's where it's at. That's what keeps me up at, up till 6:18 in the AM after a night shift, just scrolling on eBay, just looking for someone to make a mistake and pounce. Buy it now on that grand prize Valiant, the serial number contest. And the guy's like, yeah, I'll take 40 for it. And I'm there for it. And I love it. And the kid in me is as thrilled as I would have been if I won it back then. More so. Because if I'd won it back then, by now I'd have been over it. But as it is, we have the new Rye, the quest for the Blood of Heroes. And this is a nice cover, issue 25. Look at that. Look at the scale on that. Look at just how much more of that old boy there is than this young man. This guy's a kid. I mean, he maybe weighs a $140, and this guy is probably close to. Yeah, he's probably clocking in at. I'm gonna say 380. I mean, his calf is as big as Rye's waist, so I think a conservative 380. Mean Joe Green. And we have the new Rye
in the bottom of my
number 24. And this is cool because this is a cover swipe of Rye 1 by David Lapham. And it's
I'll wake up
It's a book that I really like having.
Upon
And
your
I like to have this book to as a companion piece. Back then, you know, we'd see a cover swipe. We wouldn't even call it that. We would just call it a tribute. Oh, this is cool, man. This is great. This is like, it's kind of like almost even like Star Wars stuff. Because this guy is, you know, riding the Future Force 13. You know, he's got like the cloak and the shawls and the, you know, he's got the
This is Butkus, Clan's bodyguard. He is tough and ruthless. This is Kwong, Clan's chauffeur. He's rough and toothless.
Special services. And everything's just like a ray gun. I don't know. I guess seeing Ryan there, he kind of looks like he's frozen in kryptonite or what have you. And here's the newborn. And this comes with a free Upper Deck Valiant era card inside. And this, I think it's a boy. He is doused in the blood of champions, and he's already got the red eyes, so you know he's going to represent the rise. That's the nanites in their blood.
Those things. Biomechanical constructs. We call them nanites. They intuitively enhance your biology. Most notably, they react very quickly to catastrophic injury.
Nanites are little machine organisms that float within their blood cells. Here we have Ryan the Future Force 16. Awesome, man. I love the pinks. I love the purples. I love the yellow. This is great. Ryan the Future Force 16. I'm so glad to complete my rise. For the longest time, I was like, I don't need that jive, Ryan the Future Force. But inside, I knew I was kidding myself. I knew I wanted it.
No ticky, no laundry.
Ryan the Future Force 17. 17.
29, for Christ's sakes. How old are you? 20, 21, 17? Hey.
This is cool, man. Issue 7. Sorry, I get so caught up in looking at them. It takes me right back. What year was this? 92. I was just 12. All right. Well, I wasn't gonna drag this out, but you know what? I actually have some more books to show, but I wasn't gonna show because I was embarrassed. But you guys are like my primos, so I'm just gonna show it, man. Some guy had the whole run of Ninjak for $8, and I bought it. And Ninjak is the lowest tier of Valiant there is. Make no mistake. I mean, you have Zeppelin from Harbinger, and somewhere down here is Ninjak.
Look at me, you sloppy bitch!
It's really the bottom of the pits, but it's still 90s Valiant. And for $8, I'll take them. So there's issue 1. I had to rebag them more. These were fine. These were clean books. Issue 2. These weren't like from some indoor flea market. Be careful. Issue 3. Issue 4. Issue 5. So I jumped on Ninjak. Why not? I mean, even the bottom of the barrel of your favorite 90s company is still pretty good. I like it. I mean, I think just calling King's just kind of boring. He's like a James Bond ninja. And
5 and 7 of spades. The straight flush. 4 to the 8. The high hand.
It's just kind of lame and hackneyed.
It sucks. The drawings are pretty good, but the characters are lame, okay?
God, the characters are lame. I'm a loser. I wish I was dead. Oh!
Listen, wait, listen.
Russian roulette with the world at stake. How are you going to win playing Russian roulette against the entire planet? Maybe I just... Maybe that's the most ignorant response anyone has ever had to that disclaimer.
What? Man, what in the world are you talking about? Okay.
Maybe that was the new low. Ninjak's new uniform. Okay. I'm responding. Ninjak 12. Issue 14. Here is Ninjak 17. We got a nice Art Series cover.
Man, give me a fruit cocktail.
That's my man. Big elbows. Guilty pleasure. Ninjak 18. Get over here! I don't like how this video is coming out. So hopefully it looks alright. He threw in a modern ninja. It was a nice thought. Here's a Ninjak yearbook. Issue 1. That's kind of nice. It's like some soft colored pencil.
We got no future, Jack.
Mason Verger. This one right here, this is cool. I like Manley. Mike Manley from John. I gotta be so careful. It's John Ostrander. John Ostrander wrote Spectre. John Osterman was Dr. Manhattan. And for years, that's gotten me. And I think I just got it wrong again. But here, Mike Manley worked with John Ostrander on Spectre. Here's a Mike Manley cover.
Hey! Can't you see this woman's a nun?
Boy, fortunately, my dad went to Catholic school. There was one right by our house, but I didn't have to go to it. Because my dad was left-handed, and they tried to break him of that. Those mean old nuns failed. My dad was probably more left-handed as a result of that. Here is Ninjak 25. Nice Mike Manley cover. Oh man, this is good. And we're coming up on my favorite one. This, I'm going to show you in a second, the Ninjak that turned it all around for me. So here's issue 24. And this is by, covered by Gary Frank. And along with Gary Frank, there was Sam Smith and Ken Bell. 3 people make that cover. That's all good. Written by Jorge Gonzalez. Pencils by Luke Ross. And I guess inks by Paul Ocho? Otio? I don't know. My brother laughs at me because I call Tapatio Tapaccio. So I really don't. If you give me more than 2 vowels, I'm lost. Act 23. And get a load of that. That's the boy right there. Natural born predator. Yeah. I love that. I'm so happy for that cover. That cover is a part of me. So here is a little run of Spider-Man. The person with the Ninjak books just happened to have. And I got these for $1 each, and I got them primarily. I'll admit, I wanted to see Todd McFarlane draw Wolverine. I had that initial bout that Wolvie.
I go where I wanna go.
And when McFarlane was working on Incredible Hulk, and I read that in trade. I thought it looked good, but I'd never seen this era of McFarlane drawing Wolvie. So I went ahead and picked up Spider-Man 8. And his Wolverine is cool. I mean, there are times when it's really evident that Todd is not inking it. I don't know. That looked kind of lame. But the very next page, like, it comes back. So they were alternating. I like Todd's Wendigo. I thought he drew a really cool looking Hulk, and you know, a lot of these Wolverine pages, Marvel eventually just put out, like they made them into covers. This is right out of the Wolverine or Spider-Man versus Wolverine book that came out in the 80s. Logan's always doing that to Pete. Puts his fist under Pete's chin and pops out 2 claws. He's done it to him like at least the 2 times. I've seen Spider-Man tussle with Wolverine exactly twice, and each time Wolverine did it. So I'm almost, let me see if I could find, there's like a really good image that they just went ahead and threw on a cover. Like, I don't even think Marvel ran it. I don't even think Marvel ran it by Todd. I think the book just came out and Todd just had to roll with it. Something like this. Like, that was just a variant cover. Nice people at Marvel. I don't know. I liked what I saw. I just need book 9. So I'll have 8, 9, 10, and 11. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of unnecessary lines, but it looks cool. It still speaks to me. Here's Robin 137. That is Giuseppe Camacoli. Giuseppe Camacoli cover. Here is 131. Big time. Triple digits. Yeah, this is Tim Drake. Like, Tim Drake, and when I read it, he was in college. But I was reading it like issue 1 through 30. He's probably married with children by this point. Issue 108. That's Kevin Lau cover. Here's 135. That's a Damian Scott cover.
Hey, you got to hide your love away.
This is an artist. One of my, like, early on, one of my favorite Batman artists. This was he did Batman Shadow of the Bat covers, and that's Brian Stelfreeze. And now this is Bry doing his non-oil style. This is more like non-painted pen and ink style. So it's really different because his paints are unmistakable, but his traditional comic style, probably crow quill and some brush to get the smoother lines. But it's cool. I like it. I didn't really know he worked in that media. Here's one I really needed. I was super happy to get this for cheap because this is Stephanie Brown Robin, The Girl Wonder. Damien Scott. His Damien Scott's work. That's another thing Elbow got me into, was Damien Scott. Here is Robin 110. Some of these are in pretty good shape, but some of them had clearly been in dollar bins a little too long. You know, it kind of happens every now and then. Cover swipe to Batman 227, which is a cover swipe of what? Detective, early detective. I'm not even sure. That's a cover by Freddie E. Williams II. Here's Robin 106. That's kind of cool. Batman in a Robin book. You know, like the closer you get to 180, the harder they are to find. So that's good. Here's Robin 107. Act 2, Part 5 of 8. So this thing could have run potentially 24 books. Here's a nice cover right here. This is a cover by Pete Woods and Andrew Peploy, who I primarily know from his Archie and the Riverdale Gang style. He drew amazing stuff for Afterlife with Archie, but this is Pete Woods and Andrew Peploy. But here is Comicology #1 from spring of 2000. So this is an all Bruce Timm thing, and we have 4 different versions of Robin. Yes, indeed. We have Tim Drake. We have Jason Todd, Carrie Kelly, and Dick Grayson, Nightwing. And look at every Robin is kind of done in a different style, different color scheme at least. But I collect Bruce Timm, but I just like this. Anything Batman Adventures related. So here's Harley Quinn 35. I believe Davis told me about this book. Nice and cartoony. I liked it. They really did a good job of representing Batman Adventures 12. This was a big boy. This was $10, but it's 100 issues, and I read this, and Eric Larson did like 2 out of the 5 stories in here. It was good. So, yeah, I'm a simple man. And here's the art print. And I love Jim Ballant. Jim Ballant had a health scare. He was hospitalized early January 2024. But he's home now. And I love his autograph. And I love his Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. But I can't do 20. Thanks for watching. Sorry I went long. It's been a crazy week. Yeah, that's my big checklist video. Thanks for watching. A lot of Valiant, but I had to go through it with you guys. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Please, I'm a star! I want to eat chicken burgers.